GamingFreak.com. Hello! Welcome back. Sorry, I've been away for quite a while. My laptop decided to not start up when I started up, obviously, and yeah, so I had to reinstall Windows and everything. So generally fun times. So you join us here in this game. Turned out to be a really fun game, actually, especially the first half with flying a militia dropship, no railgun tanks redlining or anything. So it was really good fun to just be able to fly around, and there were lots of people using militia dropships, which was really great to see. As you can see here, there's one, there's another one there, and there's loads more later. So today we're going to be talking about Uprising 1.8. I know many of you already are aware of a lot of the things coming, but I just wanted to get a discussion going, really. It was what you guys think will be the new fit or flavor of the month, however you want to describe it, and why. You know, why do you think heavies will be, or scouts with cloaks, or commandos, for example. So today we're just going to discuss the things coming in 1.8 as well. And if you can leave your comments below with what you're going for and why, and also what you think might potentially be OP and why as well, that'd be really cool. So here the cloaking fields, as they've been called in the threads on the forums. You got three types: standard, advanced, and prototype, with the prototype being called the Ishikone cloak field. So that obviously is a Caldari tech weapon, if we're going with the Ishikone name. The ISK market price for the prototype version is 8,150 according to the thread. CPU usage 330, power grid usage 70. Cloak duration for the prototype is 80 seconds. For the advanced it's 60 seconds, and for the standard it's 30 seconds, with the recharge being 40 second cloak regen for proto, 30 for advanced, and 20 for standard. I'm not sure if that's 40 per second regen or 40 seconds to regen completely. That looks like you get diminishing returns on the regen as you go up the prototype level. It also has a 0.25 cloaked scan profile reduction, so you get a 25% reduction as well. I think that's just how they're going to make it work, so that visually you can't see people. Scouts are really realistically the only ones who can fit a cloak and still be really effective. Although, if you have any idea of other fits that are coming out that you might think will be good, post below. We're more than welcome to discuss it. It'd be really cool. You have other changes to equipment as well. That's not the only change coming to equipment. You've also got drop uplinks. Now the drop uplinks, they're getting a bit of a nerf. So the power grid and CPU I think is pretty similar. It's the spawn time is generally going up, which makes the Amar Logi suit, which I'll come to later, more viable in terms of a drop uplink placing suit. Also the health of drop uplinks has been dropped, I think, dramatically. Some of them used to have 400, now I think the maximum will be 100. Nanohives, also nanohives, the amount I think is being reduced according to the stats on the thread. The amount of ammo given I think is also being reduced, as well as I think the power grid and CPU is varying a bit more than before. Yeah, so that should be interesting. That should make, I'll come on to later as well, the Caldari logistics should become more viable with that as well. Repair tools are also getting a change. Their range is being reduced slightly, as is the repair amount, if I remember correctly, although the core focused rep tool will be repairing 125 a second. So that'll make the Minmatar Logi, which again I'll come on to those bonuses later, viable as a specific equipment selection for those suits. Active scanners as well. I'm sure you're all aware of the Galente suit having that bonus. They're gonna get quite a change actually, with the basic ones being not so useful. Although I think suits are also getting a change to scan profiles, so that'll make a difference as well. The cooldown as well on for example the 200 meters, 30 seconds, which could be or 40 seconds even on the Duval Quantum active scanner. But then again, you know, with the suit bonuses, you could probably fit 3 and just perma active scan for 200 meters. So we'll have to see how that goes. And that's pretty much the equipment, generally speaking. So I'll move on to the drop suits now, and let me know what you guys think of the equipment as well, but also of the drop suits coming up. So Sentinels get a standard 5% damage resistance to splash damage per level. That could be quite nice. CCP haven't specified, at least to my knowledge, of what splash damage involves. Is it purely explosive weaponry, or does it also include, you know, plasma cannons, for example? Although it might just be me misinterpreting that. So the Caldari Sentinel, 3% shield resistance to hybrid blaster weapons, 2% shield resistance to laser weapons. So Galente Sentinel, 3% armor resistance to hybrid railgun weapons, 2% armor resistance to projectile weapons per level. That doesn't make sense though, because Minmatar are their allies, so I don't know why they'd have armor resistance to that and not to laser. But Minmatar, 3% shield resistance to laser weaponry. I don't understand that, because actually, sorry, I do understand that, because they hate the MR. 2% armor resistance to hybrid blaster weapons. Again, Galente are their allies, so don't understand that too much. By the way, epic ragdoll there. Almar Sentinel, 3% armor resistance to projectile weapons, 2% shield resistance to hybrid railgun weapons per level, which makes sense. Commando. Now this is a big change. I wonder if we'll see a lot more commandos running around. What do you guys think? Please let me know. Commando has a general 5% reduction to reload speed of light/sidearm weapons. So the Caldari Commando will have 2% damage to light hybrid or railgun weapons. Galente Commando, 2% damage to light hybrid blaster weapons. Minmatar Commando to 2% damage to light projectile and explosive weapons. Mar Commando, 2% damage to light laser weapons. So that's pretty cool. I think if it's done correctly, if you have the proficiency in whatever weaponry you're using to 5, plus Commando to 5, I think you have a base 26% damage plus whatever damage mods you put on. So for the MR, that's not a huge amount extra with the only one damage mod that you can put on, but should still be interesting. We'll see with the others later. So the Scout has a 15% bonus to power grid and CPU cost of cloak field per level. Basically, it 15% per level reduction to fitting a cloak. Caldari Scout will have a 5% bonus to drop suit scan radius and scan precision, which could be really nice if you fit a complex. If you have that to 5, you've got the other skills to 5, you've got you'll be able to see people around you with a passive scan very easily. Got the Galente Scout, which gives the bonus to scan radius and scan profile per level, so you're going to be really hard to see, and you're going to have a massive scan radius, which is going to be amazing for a scout, especially with a scanner. Minmatar Scout, I'm sure many of you are aware, 5% bonus to hacking speed and Nova Knife damage, which is pretty interesting, as Nova Knives I think are Caldari weaponry, so not sure why the Minmatar has that, but when they bring out all the knives I'm sure each scout will get that bonus. And the one I'm most disappointed in, let me know what you think about it. Amar Scout, 5% bonus to stamina regen rate and max stamina per level. I think that's really not a good bonus. I hope they do change that to make it something more relevant. Before they had it affecting the cloak cooldown, I think that was quite a good one, but there are many other things they could bring in as well. I won't go through all the new power grid and CPU and stuff, but you can see that in the description below. I'll put all the links and everything. So the assault suits, they're going to have a 5% reduction to power grid and CPU cost of light/sidearm weapons, which will be quite nice. I think that's per level. It doesn't say in the thread that I found, but I think it's per level. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the Caldari Assault, they're thinking of giving a 5% reload speed to hybrid railgun weaponry. Also, there are lots of changes coming with the weapons. Time to kill and TTK and all that stuff is going to be reduced dramatically. So I think the damage on the commando might play a larger role on that field. You know, stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see. Galente Assault, 5% reduction to hybrid blaster, light sidearm, hipfire dispersion and kick per level. Oh my god. Minmatar Assault, 5% to projectile, light and sidearm, and +1 to Minmatar explosive weaponry clip size per level. We'll have to see how that plays out. That could be a bit OP with how the mass drive is being buffed. Amar Assault is staying the same. Logistics, the Caldari, this is what I was saying earlier, 5% reduction to power grid and CPU cost of equipment, which is important, I think. Caldari Logistics, +10% to Nanohive Max Nanites. Nailed it. And 5% to supply rate and repair amount per level. Galente Logistics, 10% to active scanner visibility. Now this is going to be an interesting one because a lot of people have this from previous fits of the month to have this to 5. So there'll be a lot of I don't think there'll be very many places to hide, but then that'll make the cloak more important rather than just profile dampening. Minmatar Logistics, 10% to repair tool range and 5% to repair amount per level. That's going to be really nice. And Amar Logistics, 10% reduction to drop uplink spawn time and +2 to max spawn count per level. I'll put in the description below, guys. I won't go into the new pistols. I don't have time on the video as we lost, sadly. It's a very sad day. But other than that, there are pistols. I'll also include that in the link in the description, which will show you everything, all the stats, all the figures, everything you want to know about 1.8 in one place. We're going to keep that page updated as much as possible, so let us know if you see anything else or if I'm wrong on any of the things I've said or anything. Let me know. Slightly different one, but I'm back, so thanks guys for keeping the support going. Bye.